Hello my viewers and my subscribers, welcome to my channel. Today I will show something about this Joe Zabinski's channel, something I did not show in the first video that I want to show you. Here, this one, exposing fake YouTube polyglots. There's something about it that I did not show you when I showed the first video about him.
If you've been around YouTube very long, it's very likely that you have been recommended a video where a hyper polyglot goes on camera and speaks 7 languages at once, 16 languages at once, in some cases over 20 languages at once. While some of these may be true, they might be extending the truth a little bit. I'd like to provide a little context around them to help you better understand what's real and what's not. So in this video, we're going to watch some of these Polyglot Speaks a Million Languages videos to analyze kind of what is realistic and what's not realistic. We're going to hear it from these polyglots themselves, because some of them self-admittedly don't even speak every single language fluently. And then finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to learn a language that I do not know and speak it in front of the camera, come up with something to say to show you that it wouldn't be that difficult to fake being fluent in a language that you actually don't know for views, for money. If you like this content, please subscribe and let's get to the video. All right, first up, we have a classic Polyglot Speaking a Million Languages video where hyperpolyglot speaking in 16 languages. Okay, this is the hyperpolyglot. This is the guy that's going to be speaking in all of these languages. We're just going to watch certain clips of him speaking in the different languages. And one of the things I want to point out that I think lends a lot of credibility to this video, and I think lends something you should look out for when watching these videos, is what is the actual... All right, first up, we have a classic Polyglot Speaking a Million that you actually don't know for hyperpolyglot speaking.
This video here that I showed you already something about, but I'm going to talk about something else. You can see here this speaking 16 languages in 13 minutes. Then he will say that he's legit, and I already showed that in my first video. He will say that the guy in the middle is legit, but there's something else that I want to tell you or show you.
After the other. All right.
Look, every time he'll just stand in front of the camera. In each language, they'll just stand like this, then they'll say a few sentences that they just read from their script, and after they'll make a new edit speaking in next language.
Am început să învăț o carte de citit și așa. Am înțeles și a fost ușor pentru tine? A fost foarte ușor.
See, they will finish this recording, then they'll make another edit to speak the next language.
Okay, the first thing I want to point out is that this guy right here, he's clearly speaking major points that I want to make in this video, which is that when you hi, how are you, is what of what he's saying.
Look, this one is a new edit. You could see he was standing on the left side before. This guy on the right side before, he was standing on the left side. Now standing on the right side is a new edit, a new recording. Before every recording, he will look and read few sentences, then he will say those few sentences. It's just some fake shit, but then this clown, this Joe Zabinski, will say that it's legit and real.
An important thing to note when watching one of these videos. The point is that if all you're saying to the camera is that you learned the language with a book and you've spent 6 months learning the language or 2 years learning the language, and it's a lot of fun and you love the culture, just because you know how to say those things does not mean that you could actually hold a conversation. Now, I'd like to move on to another part of this video, which is a dead giveaway for the fact that I think this guy's actually legit. Okay, so here he is speaking Portuguese.
You see, he say that he's legit, and you can see now he's again on the left side. Now this guy again on the left side, it's a new recording that he will speak in Portuguese. They make many recordings. In the first recording, he was standing on the right side. Oh no, in the first recording, he was standing on the left side, and the other guy on the right side. Then in the second recording, this guy was standing on the right side. And then now in this third recording speaking in Portuguese, he's standing on the left side again. before they start the recording, for example, they'll make a video speaking now like this in Portuguese. They'll make one clip for less than a minute like this speaking in Portuguese. Then this guy will stand there on the left side, then the other guy will come to him, and before they start the recording they read few sentences that they practice and memorize. Then they will say those few sentences to each other. After they finish the sentence, then they will stop the recording. Then they will make a new recording in Italian or French or some other language. It's just some fake bullshit. Then this guy, Joe Sapensky here, he will say that he's legit and it's real. You can see it's a new recording. And before they started this recording, he read those few sentences that he would just say for less than a minute. And there are two people speaking. Like 13-minute video. 13-minute video, they will speak 16 languages. 16 languages in 13 minutes. Every language for less than a minute. And two people speaking. And every language, they make one recording for every language. And before they make the recording, he will look and read a script.
Falar que você fala português? Um pouco, mas nessa isso escolheu.
Okay, see, he's admitting it. He's admitting that he doesn't speak it super well. So the title of the video is Hyper Polyglot Speaking in 16 Languages, which might lead you to believe that he's going to speak fluently in all these languages. But the fact that he's actually admitting that he doesn't speak it Portuguese fluently is reassuring that he is for real. But I just want to...
No, it's not you, clown. No, it's not you, clown. And I said that in my first video. Just because he said that he's not good in Portuguese or he's not perfect in Portuguese doesn't mean that he can speak the language. So if I make a video pretending to speak 20 or 30 or 50 languages, and then I will write some script in some of the languages and say, oh, I'm not so good in Portuguese, or I will say that, oh, I'm not so good in French or German or some of the languages, then it means that it's real. I can speak 20 or 30 languages. You're such a bullshit liar. And there's something else I need to show you, so keep watching the video because there's something that I did not show in the first video that I want to show you and tell you about.
Recap the sort of three main points, three main takeaways from this video. First up, ask yourself, what is the format of the video? Is it just someone speaking to a camera directly, them?
Yeah, bullshit. Watch my first video, I already showed this. This is bullshit. Let's forget this. Watch my first video if you want to know more about this, because people who watch my first video, there's no need to show them again. I want to show this one here, this one becoming a fake polyglot, and when he will pretend that he knows Portuguese, then he will make it look like it's very difficult to speak, but then I'm going to show you something about it.
Okay, and we have made it to the part of the video where I am going to attempt to trick you into thinking that I speak a language fluently. So I think the language we're going to attempt is Polish. I actually am Polish myself. My grandparents spoke like a little bit of Polish to me growing
Yeah, bullshit was you, man.
up, but like I could not have a conversation. If you put a Polish person in front of me and asked me to understand them, I would have literally zero clue. Okay, so we have this little script right here that I wrote out, and honestly, we're gonna keep this dead simple. I'm just gonna plug this into Google Translate, and I'm going to read it off of a script, and we're gonna see how well I actually do.
And now he will pretend. Now he pretend that, oh, it's very difficult to read, and it's like this, and I think he's just pretending. And the reason he do it like that is so some idiots will say like this. So you really just convinced me that the polyglots aren't fake. If you struggle that badly with one Polish paragraph, then reciting 16 paragraphs in different languages definitely requires scarce time and hard work. Nobody said polyglots had to be fluent or be native fluent or certified translators in every single language they spoke. No, but they have to know how to speak the language. Reading a script that they have practiced and memorized, or memorized some of it, and then they look and read their script, and editing and faking when they cannot speak anything in the language or only know few words in the language. That's a very big difference from that. And then you idiot saying something about being native fluent or certified translator. Some fucking shit humans, man. There's such a thing as different levels of fluency and conversational skill. Yeah, there's also faking skill, lying skill, fraud, scammer skill, and there's a big chance that you're one of those scammers defending this scam. The fact that it isn't gibberish means they aren't faking. No, they are faking, you fucking idiot, man. Are you expecting them to be able to do random passerby's taxes for them before you will see them as legitimate? Yeah, fuck you, man. Polyglots as in people who are interested in speaking as many languages often tend not to be able to hold a convo for very long, especially if pivoted from general topic. For example, most people that speak Arabic from this famous polyglot can't speak it in meaningful level as they baby level understand. The pronunciation is non-existing. I understand for some hard letter, but that's true to most letter, which tell me they haven't consumed enough Arabic to even tell if they sound off or not. Is it impressive? Yes, but one should understand to what level they know said languages, if at all. Also, if you think about, you can pretend to know a language by just learning 20-40 basic phrases. Most convo would end in the first minute, which involve the most basic phrases, so the setting matter, like TV gonna be mostly basic unless the creator open a complex deep topic where something like VR chat would be more complex because people have nowhere else to go. They just there and you happen to be next to them. He would pretend that it's very difficult, so people, I don't know if that's the reason, but I think he do like this. I think he's defending the polyglot YouTubers. I'm not sure, but for me it looks like he's defending them, or actually I am a little bit sure, because he said that this hyper polyglot who can speak 16 languages, that he's legit and real. It means that he's defending the liars. And then look, this funny one here. There's this fake polyglot called Yama who pretends to speak Russian. You should check him out. Yeah, you are fake, you fake asshole. Yeah, bullshit, man. He's not Russian, he's from USA. This life of Yama shit, he's from USA. Look this one, look this clown here. Also look this clown here. If you all want to see a real polyglot, you can watch Iklal. She is really amazing. She speaks like 9 languages. I'm German and she basically speaks like a native speaker. Yeah, bullshit, man. Also, she got 5 certificates in C1 tests and above. Because this Iklal scammer shit, liar, fraud, she have made a video on her channel lying to her subscribers, to her low intelligent subscribers. Iklal, the fake polyglot scammer, have made a video on her channel lying to her low intelligent subscribers who believe in anything. And then this Iklal fake polyglot, the scammer, have made a video where she pretend that she took C1 exams in 5 languages in less than a year or in 1 year. Then all the clowns, low intelligent people who follow her and watch her videos believe that it's real, even it's just a big lie. Yeah, bullshit with you. I'm able to speak 4 languages while learning another 4. Yeah, bullshit, man. And then look, this clown here. Looking at a script doesn't necessarily mean that you don't speak the language fluently. I already showed this in my first video. It's a very big difference between if someone can speak the language and look at the script, or someone who cannot really speak the language and reading a script and editing and faking and practicing a script when they cannot speak the language, and when they do it in 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 languages. So you want to say, for example, if Xiaoma is editing and reading from a script, then it's real, because no problem. If you read from a script, then it's real. He can speak 100 languages, or how many languages? Or you will say that Utor Corduina can speak 29 or 30 languages. Just some bullshit people, man. There's a big difference between someone like Mr. Beast, like some people that told me in comments on my video, like, oh, if Mr. Beast is reading from a script and he cannot speak his language or something like this. There's a big difference between someone reading a script in one language that he can speak, and only in one language or something. There's a big difference from that you read a script in 1 or 2 or 3 languages that you actually know how to speak. There's a big difference between that and between someone reading a script in 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 languages, and same time editing every 1, 2, 3 seconds like that. This clown here will pretend that it's very difficult to read from the script. I'll just show you something here.
Oh boy. All right. So I am roughly familiar with some Polish.
Okay, so I'll show you here when he will speak reading the script, and then he'll pretend that, oh, it's very difficult. And the reason he do like this, I think, is because he's defending the polyglot YouTubers. And some people will say like this, like, oh, I'm convinced that the polyglot YouTubers aren't fake because you struggle with reading one paragraph, while the polyglots will read 16 paragraphs or something. Just bullshit. Just bullshit, man.
Here it is, the final take that hopefully is believable enough. Doesn't look like I'm looking at a script, even though I am. Cześć, mam na imię Joseph i jestem polyglotem, który mówi 100 językami. Mówię po polsku języka, którego uczy się 17 dni, ale już biegle władzem. Zdecydowałem się uczyć języka polskiego, ponieważ moi przodkowie pochodzą z Polski. Mam nadzieję, że nie mówię, że wykończenie jestem native speakerem. Wątpię też, czy większość że was mówi po polsku. Więc nawet jeśli mówię źle, nigdy się nie dowiecie. Alright, I think one of the takes in there has to be good enough. My final point of this video, maybe it's not even what I initially intended, okay, because actually reading a language that I don't know off of a script that I have to make it look believable, like I actually am not just staring at a script, maybe is harder than I thought. So maybe all these people farming views and money with these fake polyglot videos, maybe there's something to it that I'm just not cut out for. Either way, I hope this was...
Yeah, you're full of bullshit. And before that, he was pretending that it's very difficult also. Here, I think before he pretended that it's very difficult. I can see his hands there are very blurry because I think he edited the video. Look how blurry his hands are. And see how blurry his hands are. His hands and fingers there, because he edited the video.
Less about knowing the language and trying to just make this believable.
I'm not sure if here or before, when he read the script, then he pretend that, oh, it's very difficult to read the script, and then I'll show you in some other videos you don't have a problem. Just look here.
So what I've got is like right next to the camera, I've got the script. So like, I don't know how to get around the fact that looking at the script just looks like I'm not looking at the camera, like I'm reading something. All right, here we go. Cześć, mam na imię Cześć, mam na imię dni, ale już biegli.
Look, he keep pretending like, oh, it's very difficult to read a script. Just some bullshit, man.
Ow. Że nie mówię źle. Okay, I feel like I'm doing a caricature of a Polish person.
Look, he make it look like, oh, it's very difficult. Like if someone is reading a script, they will do like this, like it's not really that difficult to read the letters. It's like the same letters like English, even if it will be pronounced a little bit different. Even if he makes some mistakes, he will still say the word. He can still read the words, even if he will make mistakes in reading the words. He will not do like that.
Okay, I'm sorry, not trying to offend Polish people. There's so much like sh and ch and like zh in this language. It's like, it's a weird tongue twister. Okay, so as I do more and more takes, I think the key here really is to sort of be reading ahead and then look around sort of, and that maybe makes it look a little bit more believable. Okay, so here it is.
He make it look like, oh, it's very difficult, blah, 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 like that. He makes some sounds, making it like it's so difficult. So idiots like this guy here will write that, oh, if he cannot fake it, then how can the polyglot YouTubers fake it? It's just bullshit. And he make it look like, oh, it's very difficult to read the Polish. Then I'll show you, he have a Polish video here where he have no problems reading the Polish. And he will actually say a lot of things about the Polish language, pretending that he is expert in the Polish language and telling something about the Polish grammar. He was pretending that, oh, it's very difficult to read the Polish and it's difficult to fake knowing a language. Then look here, in this video here, he will make it look like he's expert in Polish and he will actually pronounce good in Polish. So how can he pronounce good in Polish in this video 11 months ago? A video 11 months ago, like almost a year ago, how can he pronounce good in Polish? And this video 2 days ago, he make it look like, oh, he cannot pronounce in Polish and it's very difficult to fake pronouncing in Polish. Let's take a look here. Look, this video here was like 11 months ago, 7 January 2024. And when I upload this video, I think it will already be 1 year ago when I upload this video, because I will not upload it today. So when I upload this video, when you watch it, then this one will already be 1 year ago. So like 11 months ago, or like almost 1 year ago, like that. Then he pretend here that he is expert in Polish language and know a lot of things about the Polish grammar, and that he showed that he pronounced the words good. So how can you pronounce the words good here almost 1 year ago? And then in the video 2 days ago, it's like, you do like this, like it's very difficult and blah, 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 like that. He make it look like he cannot pronounce the words. So people will think like, oh, it's difficult to fake it. And if he cannot fake it, then the polyglot YouTubers are real and they're not faking it. Look here. Watch this one. He will pretend that he knows a lot of things about the Polish language and Polish grammar, and he will pronounce some words in Polish.
But I just find it hard to believe. Something I really came to appreciate about Polish is that you can say basically the same thing in English with less words. Polish does not have words for a, and, or the.
See, he pretend that he knows a lot of things about the Polish grammar, and now he'll also pronounce some words in Polish. So here you know a lot of things about the grammar and about the Polish language, and you can pronounce the words. But in the other video, where you say that, then he say that, oh, it's very difficult to pronounce, or he did not say it, but he show it, like he make it look like, oh, it's very difficult to pronounce. Listen here now.
So instead of the boy is eating an apple, you just say boy is eating apple. In Polish, it would be chłopiec je jabłko. Also, even...
So you did not have a problem reading this in Polish. You did not have a problem reading this in Polish. But in the video where you want to fake the Polish, then it's like, oh, it's very difficult to fake it. You cannot fake it. And if you cannot fake it, then the polyglot YouTubers can also not fake it. No, they can fake it. And also they don't practice the language or the sentence for a few minutes. The polyglot YouTubers, when they write down a script, they don't practice it only for a few minutes, or it's not first time they read it. They practice it for many hours, for many days, for many weeks. They practice some script to make a video. Maybe they will make some video pretending to speak Spanish, same like you do, because I think your Spanish is also fake. And maybe you know a little Spanish, but you're also faking it. He say it's difficult to fake it, but he will fake his Spanish and his Portuguese and this Polish here also.
have words for a, and, or the. So instead of the boy is eating an apple.
Listen now, he will pronounce the words with no problem, but in the other video he will say that it's very difficult, or he will make it look like it's very difficult, but here he can pronounce the words.
Apple, you just say boy is eating apple. In Polish it would be chłopiec je jabłko. Also,
so now you can pronounce the words, you fucking liar and scammer. Here you can pronounce the words, but in the other video you have difficulties pronouncing the words. Also, I think in the start he will pronounce some words here in the start also.
Duolingo is designed like a video game. Pay them money to get more hard process, see how much of the language you know. In the end, I chose. Initially, I was struggling to figure out what language to do. I already speak Spanish, así que por eso no quería hacer.
No, you don't speak Spanish, you fake liar. Only know some beginner stuff and you're just faking it.
Otro idioma parecido al.
Yeah, there was some edit. There was an edit there. And I show also in the other video he edit and pretend that he's high level in Spanish. I think he just practiced a little Duolingo in Spanish and a little Duolingo in Portuguese. You fake the Spanish and fake the Portuguese and fake the Polish here in the other videos. But then in the video about the fake polyglots, then you make it look like it's very difficult to fake it when you are actually fake.
Español como.
Edit. It was like 2 edits after each other. But he makes some good editing, so I think, I'm not sure if I can show it, but he makes some good editing. You will notice some shaking in the picture. Also, you'll only speak for a few seconds like that.
Process, see how much of the language we can actually retain.
Look, now he's looking to the camera and one hand is down and the other hand is up there holding the mobile or microphone like that. Look here now.
Now,
I think there was some shaking there.
Initially, I was struggling to figure out what language to do. I already speak Spanish, así que por eso.
Look there, he's looking to the left side to read his script. He's looking a little bit to the left side. He's not looking totally to the camera. He's looking to the left side to read his script. And he was doing like this even before he showed himself.
No que.
Look, he's looking to the left side, very concentrated, reading his script. He's looking to the left side. He put the camera just beside of the computer. Same like he showed you now in the video where he want to pretend that he's a fake polyglot, where he put the script just beside of his computer screen or beside of the camera, like he put the script just beside of the camera. He's looking a little bit to the left side. His eyes is not totally to the front. They're looking a little bit to the left to read from the script. See, then he closes his eyes because he makes some edit. He closes his eyes because he makes some edit. Then he looked to the left side again. There was some editing and some shaking. You can see he's looking to the left side. His head, you can see his head is tipped. His head is tipped a little bit, moved a little bit to the left like this, and look to the left side to read his script on the left side. Edit. You see the edit?
And I chose the language of my ancestors. Language to do. I already speak Spanish. Así que por eso no quería hacer otro idioma parecido al español.
And he will only speak Spanish for like 6 seconds. For like 5, 6 or 7 seconds he will speak Spanish. It was from 30 seconds. It started from 30 seconds and until 36 seconds. Like 5 or 6 seconds, and then he will look and read from a script. Edit. There was some shaking there. You see the edit there? This fake shithole, man. Look here, it's actually after 30 seconds. Now it's 31 seconds. Look, 31 seconds.
I already speak Spanish.
Look, from 32 seconds, there's 36 seconds, like 4 seconds. He will speak Spanish for 4 seconds, and then he's looking and reading from a script at the same time and editing. Look, he keep opening his eyes and closing his eyes and editing. Look now, he's looking to the left side and reading his script. He's looking to the left side and reading his script, this fake polyglot, and you can see there's some lighting in his eyes. There's some lighting in the middle of his eyes like that. There's some reflection from the computer screen. He's looking and reading his script and some editing. And also he only speaks for like 4 seconds. From second 32 and until 4 seconds speaking in Spanish, and you see there will come some edit now. You can see the play button. Where's the play button? Then look the next button. The next button is on his mouse. This small next button on his mouse. And look, his head will shake to the right side. There will be some edit. Look here now. Look here now. His head will shake, I think, to the right side or become even lower in the screen. His head almost in top of the screen. Then look here now. Look here now. This next button on the right side of his chin, of his mouse. The next button on the right side of his mouse. Then look here now. Look here now. You can see until 32, from 32, he started at 32 seconds until 36 seconds. 4 seconds speaking in Spanish, looking from a script and editing. When you say that it's difficult to fake it or make it look like it's difficult to fake it, but you have no problem here to fake speaking Spanish. And you also fake your Portuguese and your Polish, and you did not have any problem saying some words in Polish, but in the other video you make it look like, oh, it's very difficult to do it. You can see the next button on the right side of his chin. Then look here now.
Yes.
The play button, no, not the play button, the next button. This next button, the small next button for the next video. You can see it on the right side of his mouse. Also, you can see there he's looking to the left side. He's looking to his computer screen and reading a script. But I'll try to show you the edit now. This next button on the right side of his chin, on his mouse there, on the right side of his mouse, the next button. Then look here now. Now the next button on his mouse and closed eyes. Closed eyes, and I think you'll edit now. The next button on his mouse now. Then look here now. Look here now. I think the edit will come here. The next button still on his mouse. Then look here now. Okay, the next button on his mouse now. Then look here now. You see? Suddenly the next button became on the right side of his mouse. Also, he came more far. He came more far because there was an edit. And he only speaks from 32 seconds until 37 seconds, 5 seconds. And full of edits and reading from a script. Just looking to the side there. Reading from a script and full of edits. Then he say in the other video he make it look like, oh, it's very difficult to fake speaking a language because you are supporting the fake polyglot scammers. You are one of them or want to help them and become one of them.
In the end, I chose the language of my ancestors, Polish. I am 100% Polish on my dad's side of the family, but unfortunately,
Yeah, bullshit was human.
from my ancestors wanting to assimilate and Americanize after immigrating here, the language did not get passed down. So even though I pronounce it as pierogi instead of pierogi, and I drink potato vodka like it's water, really, I'm an American. But nevertheless, with the language chosen and the fires of determination under my ass, I set off on my 10-hour speed run. Alrighty, here we go. The first couple words I learned were apple, jabłko, and boy, chłopiec, which despite being kind of confused.
So now you have no problem pronouncing the words. Now you have no problems pronouncing the words. In the other video, he make it look like it's very difficult to fake it or pronounce words in other languages.
By this brand new form of the letter L, I was actually feeling pretty good until I almost immediately got that mixed up. Oh, that's apple. Oh boy. I was also blindsided when I learned that the word for man is this word, which is pronounced like this. Mężczyzna. After a while of getting through some pretty basic words and sentences, I started having to learn how to make words plural, which in English, obviously, you just add an S to the end of the word, which would be the simplest way to go about it, but Polish decides to make it as complicated as possible. As it turns out, in Polish, when you want to make a word plural, you add an I to the end of it, or a Y, or sometimes it's an A, or sometimes it's just something completely different. And because that isn't complicated enough, it turns out the same word can have different plural forms based off of where it is in the sentence. So while the plural of mężczyzna, which means man, is mężczyźni, sometimes it is also mężczyznami. This gets
So he had no problems pronouncing those words. He had no problems pronouncing those words here now. But in the video that I showed you before about that he want to pretend to be a fake polyglot, then he make it look like, oh, it's very difficult to pronounce words from another language. In the video where he want to pretend that he will read a script same like the fake polyglot YouTubers, then he did not even try to pronounce the words. Like he just like he make it look like he cannot even say the words or cannot even pronounce them. He could at least say them as good as he can, even if he will pronounce them wrong, but he will make it look like, oh, he cannot pronounce them at all, he cannot read them at all. Why here you don't have problems to read the words?
Polish, when you want to make a word plural, you add an I to the end of it, or a Y, or sometimes it's an A, or sometimes it's just something completely different. And because that isn't complicated enough, it turns out the same word can have different plural forms based off of where it is in the sentence. So while the plural of mężczyzna, which means man, is mężczyźni, sometimes it is also mężczyznami. This gets extremely...
So you had no problems reading and pronouncing those words in Polish, but in this video here exposing fake YouTube polyglots, then you make it look like, oh, you cannot read the words at all, and it's very difficult to fake reading words or pronouncing words from other languages. And you do like this, so some idiot who wrote that comment that I showed you, he will say that, oh, if this guy cannot fake it, then the polyglot YouTubers must be real. Both of you are liars and defending the scammers because you are working with them. Some fucking idiots. And he will also fake the Spanish. I showed you that he's faking the Spanish, and I showed you in my other video about him before, the long video I showed of him, he was also faking the Spanish. I think he will also fake the Portuguese like that. Let's try to see where's the Portuguese here. Let's see this one here about Portuguese. Let's take just a fast look and see if he can pronounce some words or no. So let's see here if he can pronounce some Portuguese words or not. And even if he don't pronounce 100% correctly, but at least if he pronounce some of the words or say the words, then he can actually read the words. But in the other one, where he want to pretend to be a fake polyglot, then he make it look like he cannot even read the words at all.
In today's Duolingo speedrun, we're tackling Portuguese, which, as someone who already speaks Spanish more or less pretty well...
Yeah, bullshit with you, man.
I've been told that... Yes. What? The boy. Well, hard to mess this one up. It's probably this one.
O menino.
What?
O menino.
Well, the Spanish for boy is el niño. So... I guess it's got the Nino in there. O menino. Who's the woman?
A mulher.
A mulher?
A mulher.
It almost sounds French, doesn't it?
A mulher.
A mulher? No, there's no R. Well, in Spanish it would be la mujer. Okay, well.
Okay, so you have no problems pronouncing words, even if you will not pronounce 100% correctly, but you can still pronounce the words. But in the video exposing fake polyglot, then he make it look like he cannot read it at all. There's a difference between that he make it look like he cannot read it at all, and it's very difficult. And if he actually did read it, but make some mistakes or something.
Ew. Okay, so it is like a French. Spanish should be yo soy. So I see like it looks similar in writing, but this is not the same thing.
Uma mulher, homem.
This mulher word is tripping me up.
Eu sou uma mulher.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Mulher. Does it end in a sh sound or not? Okay, so two R's, not a R sound. It's a H.
Tem uma maçã. Homem e uma mulher.
Alright, we can... Pero esto me está confundiendo. If I just heard that, I would think someone was insulting me. See, my instinct...
Yeah, just some nonsense. Let's see the other one in Portuguese. Let's take a look on this here. He can still pronounce the words even if he will make mistakes in the pronunciation, but there's a very big difference from that and from the video where he say that he want to pretend to be a fake polyglot, then he make it look like he cannot read the Polish at all.
best, I swear, but that's difficult. O gato tem uma chave. The cat has a key? I know that that's not a normal sentence to say. I know it's not. Why am I being taught words? É um homem. The only letters. Something I'd like to point out about Portuguese, this sentence is a great example of it, is there's a bunch of vowels. Look at this sentence. Ele é um homem. The only letters, really,
Okay, so you can
here are E.
So you can actually pronounce some words in other languages, and then he will say, maybe he will say it's because he knows something about Spanish, but still, in this video, 11 months ago, I speed ran Duolingo for 10 hours straight Polish. You could see that he showed that he can read or pronounce some Polish words. If you can read and pronounce some Polish words, then why in this video here you pretend that, oh, it's very difficult to read the Polish words? It's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. And also, this is not the only thing. The other thing is that he will actually say that this polyglot who say that he can speak 16 languages, that it's real and he's legit, who say that he's legit, that he can speak 16 languages. It's just bullshit. But I did not show this in my first video. I wanted to show this, like he can actually pronounce and read some Polish words. Then why here he make it look like, oh, it's very difficult to read and pronounce the Polish words? It's because he want people to make this kind of comment. And I don't know if maybe it's himself. Maybe it's himself who made that comment using a fake account, or else it's one of the fake polyglot YouTubers or something who made that comment saying that if he cannot fake it, then how can the polyglot YouTubers fake it? He made it look like it's very difficult here to read the Polish, but he could read it in the other video, and also he could fake his Spanish. He's faking his Spanish. Maybe he knows some beginner stuff in Spanish, or a little more than beginner, but he wants to make it look like he's fluent and high level in Spanish. And the same with the Portuguese, like that. He also pretend that he know a little Portuguese. But here, look here. So you really just convinced me that the polyglots aren't faking. If you struggle that badly with one Polish paragraph, then reciting 16 paragraphs in different languages definitely requires skill, time, and hard work, blah, blah. So you make it look here like it's very difficult to fake it. So some idiot like this idiot here, this fucking scammer shit idiot here, will say that if he cannot fake it, then how can the polyglot YouTubers fake it? No, he can fake it, and he also faked the Spanish, pretending that he learned Spanish and became high level fluent in Spanish in less than 2 years. And I've showed that in my other video, how I became fluent in Spanish in less than 2 years, and then he just editing and faking and reading from a script. So he can fake it. In this video, he faked that he became fluent in Spanish in less than 2 years. And also in the other video I showed you before, with the Spanish that he speak for 5 seconds in Spanish, he was also editing and reading from a script and faking it. So he can fake it. And also here in this one, in the Polish, you could see and hear that he can actually pronounce some words, even if he will not pronounce them 100% correctly, but he can pronounce them. When in this video here, he made it look like it's very difficult to read or pronounce that if he want to fake it. I think he's part of the language learning scam community, and he pretend here that he want to expose the fake polyglot YouTubers, but then he would say this guy who pretend that he's a hyper polyglot and can speak 16 languages, he will say that it's real and that is legit. They will make some channels like this, same like Metatrans Academy also, and same like Language Jones. They will make those kind of channels here where they pretend that they're exposing the fake polyglot YouTubers, and then they will show some polyglot. They will show some of the fake polyglot YouTubers, and then they will say that they're legit and real. They will defend this lie and this scam and say that some of them are legit and real. And also he will make it look like it's difficult to fake it. So when people see him trying to fake it and it looks like it's difficult, then they will say, oh, if he cannot fake it, then the polyglot YouTubers can also not fake it. No, they are faking it. The polyglot YouTubers are fake liars and scammers and frauds, and they are faking it. And this guy also, he's also faking becoming fluent in Spanish in less than 2 years, because you cannot become fluent in less than 2 years. It takes longer time. In these 2 years, maybe you can learn some beginner stuff or conversational, some kind of conversation in the language, knowing some basic or little more than basic. You will not become fluent high level. It will take you longer time. And also I showed that he's just reading from a script and editing and faking it. Even like here he can fake it, but here he will make it look like he cannot fake it. I think he's part of the language learning scam community, and he made this video here to defend the scammers. He made this video here to defend the scammers and also to defend himself. So people say that the Polyglot YouTubers are not fake, but they are fake and scammers. And I think you're one of them. It's a big scam community. Some fucking shit humans, some fake idiots. So that's it. I just wanted to show this that I did not show in the last video. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel and like the video. See you in next video. Take care.